Hello friends, I am Next Crime, and today the first story is from Nagpur, Maharashtra. This incident took place in the year 2019. In Nagpur city, there is a highway that connects to the town of Bandhurna. On this highway, a passerby noticed a body lying on the side of the road. The girl appeared to be around 20 to 21 years old. The passerby immediately called the police and informed them about what he had seen. As soon as the police received the information, they reached the spot. The girl was wearing branded clothes, which indicated that she belonged to a well-to-do family. However, the condition of her body showed that she had been killed in an extremely brutal manner. Her face had been damaged using a corrosive substance, making it very difficult to recognize her. One of her hands was missing. It appeared that a wild animal might have damaged her hand during the night. After examining the crime scene, it became clear that the murder had not taken place there. The body had been brought from somewhere else and dumped on the roadside. The way the young woman had been killed suggested that the case was related to a personal relationship. It seemed that the person who killed her was extremely angry with her. From the condition of the body, it was clear that the girl belonged to a respectable and urban family. The police completed the necessary formalities at the scene and sent the body to the hospital for post-mortem examination. After that, the local police and the crime branch jointly began investigating this horrifying murder. The biggest challenge for the police and the crime branch was deciding where to begin their investigation because they had very little information. Apart from a lovebird tattoo on the girl's left hand and a queen tattoo on her chest, there was nothing else to identify her. Everything else felt like a puzzle. Despite this, the police did not give up. They decided to use social media as part of their investigation, and within a short time, it worked like magic. The police managed to identify the girl, and within just 10 hours, the crime branch solved the case. When the photograph of the deceased was shared with the media, it went viral almost instantly. The photo passed through multiple social media groups and eventually reached a pawn shop located near Futala Lake. As soon as the shopkeeper saw the photograph, he recognized the girl. He said that the girl in the photo was Kushi. He remembered her clearly because he had seen her many times with a young man. He had also noticed her frequently visiting a nearby hotel. This information became extremely important for the police. When Crime Branch Inspector Anil Jadawar received this input, he became even more active. Within a few hours, he and his team gathered every possible detail related to Kushi. When they checked Kushi's background, they discovered that the tattoos found on the deceased girl's body were exactly the same as the tattoos on Kushi's hand and chest. This confirmed that the body belonged to Kushi. Now the police finally had solid proof, and the case was very close to being solved. From Kushi's Instagram profile, the crime branch officers obtained detailed information about her life. Her full name was Kushi Parihar. She lived with her aunt and was a final year B.com student at Rai English School and Junior College. Along with her studies, she also worked as a part-time model and had assignments in both Nagpur and Mumbai. After Kushi's identity was confirmed, the police and the crime branch felt some relief. However, the most important task was still pending: finding Kushi Parihar's killer. When the police contacted Kushi's aunt, she revealed that Kushi had not been living with her for several months. Instead, she had been living in a live-in relationship with a man named Ashraf Sheikh. They were staying near Welcome Housing Society, close to Giri Khadan in Nagpur. When Kushi's aunt was informed about Kushi's death, she broke down completely and began crying uncontrollably. While expressing her fear and anxiety, she immediately suspected Ashraf Sheikh. She told the police that on the night of the incident, Ashraf had called her and said that he and Kushi had a fight, after which Kushi left angrily for her village. From the aunt's statement, the crime branch clearly understood that Ashraf Sheikh was somehow involved in the case. The police placed Ashraf's mobile number under surveillance and shared his details with all police stations in the city. As a result of this coordinated effort, with the help of Giri Khadan police, Ashraf Sheikh was arrested within a few hours. When Ashraf Sheikh was brought to the crime branch office for questioning, he initially tried to mislead the police. However, when the officers questioned him strictly, he broke down emotionally and confessed to everything. Ashraf admitted that he had murdered Kushi Parihar, and he revealed the story behind the crime. Ashraf Sheikh was a 21-year-old resident of the IBM Road area in Giri Khadan, Nagpur. His father, Afzal Sheikh, was involved in illegal activities and had recently been arrested with a large quantity of prohibited substances. Ashraf was the youngest son in the family. Due to family pressure and his own bad habits, Ashraf slowly went down the wrong path. To save his son from illegal activities, Afzal Sheikh had opened a large hair-cutting salon for Ashraf in Giri Khadan, hoping it would keep him away from trouble. However, Ashraf had no interest in running the salon. He preferred a luxurious lifestyle and spent most of his time roaming around the city. His biggest weakness was his attraction toward beautiful women. Among all his brothers, Ashraf was the most stylish and charming, which helped him gain access to high-profile parties and fashion shows through his friends. At these parties and shows, he became friends with several models. During one fashion show, Ashraf saw Kushi and became completely obsessed with her. To get closer to her, he started attending every party and fashion event where Kushi was present. Kushi Parihar was a 19-year-old girl from a small village in Satna district, Madhya Pradesh. Her father, Jagdish Parihar, worked a regular job and wanted his daughter to become a teacher. However, Kushi had very different dreams. Kushi was as beautiful and lively as she was ambitious. From childhood, she was fascinated by television serials, films, and modeling. Whenever she saw models or actresses on television or in magazines, she dreamed of becoming like them. Even though Kushi was good at studies, her family was worried about her ambitions. They loved her deeply, but they did not have the financial means to send her to a big city to pursue her dreams. They believed that such opportunities were only possible in major cities. While studying in her village school, Kushi had won several beauty competitions, but her recognition remained limited to her village. Kushi was very close to her aunt, who lived in Nagpur. Her aunt understood Kushi's dreams and always encouraged her to move forward. After Kushi completed her 10th grade, her aunt called her to Nagpur and gave her the opportunity to stay there. After coming to Nagpur, Kushi sent her portfolio to several advertising agencies and soon got a job with a fashion show company. After getting the job, she continued her higher education and took admission in a well-known college in Nagpur. Now Kushi began working part-time for advertising agencies and fashion shows while continuing her studies. As her identity in the fashion world grew, her social circle also expanded. Gradually, Kushi started gaining popularity in the modeling industry, and she built a large fan base on social media. To stay connected with her followers, she replied to messages and regularly shared new photos, which further increased her popularity. It had been 3 years since Kushi moved to Nagpur, and she was now in the final year of her B.Com degree. After completing her studies, she planned to fully dedicate herself to modeling and television. However, before she could achieve her dreams, Ashraf Sheikh entered her life. Seeing Ashraf's obsession, Kushi slowly grew closer to him. Within a short time, their relationship turned into a romantic one. Ashraf spent money freely on Kushi and fulfilled all her needs. When Kushi's family and her aunt found out about her relationship with Ashraf, they strongly objected. They especially tried to explain the social complications involved, but by then, it was already too late. Ignoring her family's advice, Kushi left her aunt's house and moved in with Ashraf Sheikh in a rented house near Giti Kadan, choosing to live in a live-in relationship. Now Kushi was completely independent, with no one to question her decisions. Ashraf took care of her, dropped her at college and fashion shows, and initially everything seemed fine. After some time, Kushi even changed her name to Zara Sheikh to feel more emotionally connected to Ashraf. To express her love, she got tattoos on her hand and chest, symbolizing their relationship. Kushi was happy with Ashraf and focused on building her career in modeling. Her dream was to become a supermodel and make a name for herself across the country. However, when Ashraf decided that he wanted to marry Kushi, conflicts started to arise between them. Ashraf wanted Kushi to quit modeling and focus on home and family life. He disliked the fact that Kushi stayed out late or met other people. He wanted her to stay completely devoted to him and give up the modeling world. But Kushi refused to compromise on her dreams. She had worked hard for her career and wanted to reach the top of the modeling industry. Due to this difference in thinking, arguments between them became frequent. Ashraf realized that Kushi was firm in her decisions and would not change her path. Although Ashraf had spent a lot of money on her, Kushi believed that love could not be measured in money and refused to see herself as indebted to him. This deeply hurt Ashraf's ego. Feeling ignored and disrespected, he made a terrible decision. On July 12, 2019, Ashraf decided to take Kushi on a long drive. He picked her up in his car and they drove away from Nagpur toward a rural area. After driving for some time on the outer Nagpur road, they stopped at a roadside restaurant near Kalmeshwar, close to Sawali village. They had dinner and consumed alcohol. By around 10 p.m., the area had become completely deserted. After getting back into the car, Ashraf once again started arguing about the same issues. Kushi, affected by alcohol, clearly told him that she was independent and would remain so. She said that her profession required her to meet many people and that she would never compromise on her freedom. This led to a heated argument that soon turned violent. In a sudden moment of rage, Ashraf lost control and struck Kushi on the head inside the car, causing her to lose consciousness. When Kushi became unconscious, Ashraf panicked. He did not know what to do next. Driven by fear and anger, he drove to a deserted area near Sawali village and left her on the highway. Afterwards, he attempted to destroy all evidence and damage her identity. He disfigured her face using heavy tools and poured battery acid to make identification difficult. Believing that the case would never be solved, Ashraf kept Kushi's mobile phone with him and returned home calmly. He later called her aunt and repeated the lie that Kushi had gone back to her village. Ashraf believed that within a few days wild animals would destroy the body and all evidence would disappear. However, he did not realize how active and determined the police and crime branch were. As soon as the police recovered the body and the mobile phone, they conducted a detailed investigation. Under the leadership of Inspector Anil Jadawar, the crime branch examined every piece of evidence carefully. Ashraf was arrested, and during interrogation, he confessed to everything. His anger, jealousy, love, and insecurity all came to light. Ashraf was produced in court and given strict punishment for his crime. Although solving the case gave some relief to Kushi's family, no punishment could compensate for the loss of her innocent life. This case stands as a tragic reminder of how obsession, ego, and misplaced love can lead to devastating consequences.